Read a book every day for small children. The Princess and the Frog. Long ago there was a big kingdom. A brave and honest king ruled there. He had 7 beautiful daughters. The youngest one was the most beautiful of them all. The youngest princess was very fond of her golden ball. She always kept it with her, even when she went out of the palace. One day the princess went to a forest with her golden ball in her hands. She saw a pool there and sat beside it to rest. She kept tossing the ball up in the air and catching it. This time the ball went quite high in the air. She was unable to catch it. The ball rolled straight into the pool. Before she could stop it, the ball sank down in the deep water. The princess loved her ball very much. She started crying. What makes you cry, dear princess? The princess heard a voice. She looked up but did not see anyone around. May I be of any help, princess? She heard the same croaking voice again. Then she saw a frog sitting on a rock at the edge of the pool. She was surprised. I have lost my golden ball. It has fallen into the water, she said, wiping her tears. I will never get it back. Do not worry, princess. I can bring you the ball back, but you will have to make a promise to me, said the frog. Take whatever you want, but help me find my ball, the princess said as she looked hopefully at the frog. No, I do not want any of your riches. I do not want your dresses or jewels. I do not want even your golden crown. None of these, princess, said the frog. I want only your love and friendship. You will have to allow me to eat from your plate. You will have to allow me to sleep in your bed. If you agree, I can perhaps bring back your golden ball. How can a frog live like a human being? The princess thought but told the frog overtly. Yes, it's a promise. Whatever you say, I agree to it. Please bring my ball back. The princess begged. The frog then dived into the pool with a splash. The princess waited eagerly with her eyes glued to the place in the pool where the frog had disappeared. She was not very sure whether the frog would be successful or not, but she was hoping against hope. In a few moments she saw her ball appearing out of the water. Behind the ball was the frog. As soon as the ball was back in the princess' hand, she forgot everything else, even the promise she made to the frog. Happily, she ran towards her father's palace. Wait, princess, wait! Have you forgotten your promise? Please take me along, shouted the frog as he jumped behind the princess. He ran as fast as he could but failed to keep pace with the princess. He was left far behind. The princess was soon out of his sight. On reaching home, the princess tried to get herself busy in her play. But the incident which happened at the pool still lingered in her mind. She could not sleep very well at night. She dreamed of the frog jumping behind her whenever she closed her eyes. In the morning, the princess had just started to eat her breakfast when she heard a soft knock at the door and a croaking sound. She recognized the sound but pretended as if she had heard nothing. There was a knock again, followed by the same croaking sound. Annoyed and scared, the princess went and opened the door. Go away, you nasty creature! Why have you come here? The princess pushed him aside and shut the door on his face. Her father was watching all this. As the princess returned to the dining table, the king could feel that there was something wrong. What is the matter, my dear? Who did you see outside that you look so frightened? The king wanted to know what actually had happened. The princess first tried to evade the matter, but when the king insisted, she told him the entire story. This frog found my bowl for me. I promised him that I would allow him to eat from my plate and sleep in my bed, she said to her father. The king did not think twice over the matter. He told his daughter lovingly but firmly, you cannot make or break promise like this. If you have given someone your word, then you must keep it. Let the frog in. The princess could not say anything and obeyed her father. Please take me to the table so that I can eat, said the frog, as the princess opened the door. The princess looked at her father and reluctantly picked up the frog and brought him to the table. Now take me to your bedroom. I want to rest for some time, said the frog. The princess cursed herself. How long can I live like this? Will I ever get rid of this dirty thing? She thought and started crying. But the king said, my dear, you're not supposed to make and break promise at will. The frog helped you when you were in trouble. How can you behave like this now? Take him to your room. You do not have a choice. The princess really did not have a choice. The princess picked up the frog and threw him into a corner of her room. No, princess, you cannot do this to me. You promised me to share your bed with me. Please put me on your bed, or I'll have to call your father. As soon as the princess, holding the frog by a leg, threw him on her soft bed, the frog turned into a handsome young man. The princess could not believe her eyes. She rubbed her eyes and saw again. She pinched herself to ensure she was not dreaming. Come near me and do not be frightened. I will tell you the whole story, the young man said to her. Reluctantly, the princess slowly moved towards him. The young man began his story. I am also a prince. Many years ago, an evil witch turned me into a frog. After I begged of her to free me from her spell, she relented a little and said, the spell will end only when a princess allows you to eat from her plate and sleep in her bed. It is because of you that I am free now. I am highly grateful to you indeed. He continued, now that you have freed me from the spell, please promise that you will no more hate me. You will love me and be my friend. The princess was so happy she ran to tell all this to her parents and sisters. The king married the princess to the prince. Both of them lived happily ever after.